Let me tell you something strange about youth. You have all the time in the world, yet you're always in a hurry. You're overflowing with energy, but you have no idea where to direct it. You're free, yet you feel trapped, shaped by the weight of everyone else's expectations. If you're in your 20s, you've probably felt this tension, as though you're expected to have a map in a world that's never been mapped. You're told to figure it out, yet no one ever explains what it actually is. And if I could go back in time, I wouldn't give myself advice about money, success, or love. Instead, I'd whisper just one thing. Life is made of 3 journeys woven together. Ignore even one, and you'll always feel half alive. The physical journey, the surface of reality. We begin where most people start, the physical world. This is the realm of jobs, cities, calendars, routines, grocery bills, ambition, and appearance. In this world, progress is measured by achievement. Success means having more than others. Time is scheduled. Rest must be earned. In your 20s, this journey is the loudest. You're told to build, to grow, to climb, to hustle. Speed is celebrated. Direction feels optional. So you run. Faster, harder, farther. Until something eventually happens. You burn out. You lose what you worked so hard for. Or maybe you get everything you wanted, and it still feels incomplete. That's when you realize you've been missing something. You've been so focused on building a life that you forgot to feel alive within it. Material things can't truly fulfill you, and human desire is infinite. No matter how much you acquire, you'll crave more. The physical journey is necessary. It teaches you how to build, survive, and move. But it can't make you whole, no matter how much you achieve. The emotional journey, the landscape within, the terrain that most people avoid until life forces them into it. Unlike the physical world, this journey doesn't reward doing more. It rewards feeling more. And that's scary, because emotions are messy. They're unpredictable, uncomfortable, and don't follow logic. They interrupt your plans. You might fall in love and then lose it. You might be betrayed or become the one who betrays. You'll feel jealousy, pride, rage, joy, awe, and fear. Sometimes all in a single day. Most people treat emotional pain as a problem, but more often, it's a message. It's your soul telling you. You're living on autopilot. You're performing, not living. You're disconnected from yourself. This journey teaches you that you are not your emotions, but you must move through them to grow. Anger reveals where you feel powerless. Sadness highlights what truly matters to you. Fear shows you where you're still attached. Joy illuminates what aligns with your essence. And as you begin to understand your emotions, you begin to understand others too. You become less reactive, more compassionate. You may even feel complete for a while. But even with love, a family, a career, something might still feel missing. And most people never question that emptiness. They settle into confusion, living a life that looks whole but feels hollow. The third journey begins when emotions can no longer answer your questions, when both the highs and lows leave you restless. Most postpone this journey until retirement, or until it's too late. But the spiritual journey doesn't begin with a revelation. It begins with a quiet ache. The realization that no job will ever make you feel enough. No relationship will erase your self-doubt. The approval you crave is a temporary high. You begin to question everything. Not your name, not your resume, not your curated image, but the awareness behind all of it. This journey begins when you finally understand. Nothing outside of you will ever be enough. Because what you've been chasing out there was always meant to be found within. You remember that you are not separate from life. You are life. And when you begin to taste that truth, you live differently. You slow down. You let go. You surrender, not out of weakness, but out of trust. You realize that not every wound needs to be rushed into healing. Not every part of you is meant to be fixed. Some parts are simply meant to be witnessed. And in that stillness, you discover peace. These 3 journeys are not separate chapters. They are braided together, always moving through you, reshaping you. The tragedy is that most people get stuck in one. Some spend their entire lives chasing physical success, never stopping to feel. Others drown in emotional loops, never rising to see the bigger picture. Many avoid the spiritual entirely because it doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. But when you begin to walk all 3, life starts to make sense. You stop asking, "What am I supposed to be doing?" and start asking, "Who am I becoming?" You stop running from discomfort. You begin to lean into it. Because now you know. Growth often hides behind pain. Joy often hides behind surrender. If you're in your 20s, don't rush. Don't compare. Don't expect to have it all figured out. Instead, begin to notice the layers of your life. Ask yourself, what am I building in the physical world, and why? What emotions am I avoiding? And what might they be trying to teach me? When was the last time I was truly still, not just with my body, but with myself? If you can begin to walk all 3 journeys, even just a little, you'll discover something rare. A life that feels full, even when it's quiet. A life that feels meaningful, even when it's uncertain. A life that's not just survived, but deeply, beautifully, consciously lived.